Got a few Mets friends who are texting me like, can I go to bed now? Because I'm exhausted. Yes, game 3 of the NL wildcard. No, actually, the answer is no. You have to watch us. Mets-Brewers. Winner gets the Phillies. Top of the 5th. No score. Jesse Winker was hit to start this inning. Tobias Myers strikes out Starling Marte looking. Myers would settle in from there. Myers then gets Tyrone Taylor looking. Next batter, Francisco Alvarez pops it up. Rhys Hoskins gonna end the inning. Myers was pumped. His night was done. He went 5 innings. He allowed 2 hits, 0 earned, struck out 5. Also great into this game, Jose Quintana for the Mets. Early on, the pitching was stellar. Quintana still out there in the 6th. Bases empty, 2 outs. Gary Sanchez, strike 3. He went 6. Allowed 4 hits, walked 1, struck out 5. It's the 4th winner-take-all game in baseball history to be scoreless through 6. Now in the 7th, Nick Mears. Winker ends the inning. We are still scoreless. Bottom of the 7th. Jose Buto replacing Quintana. Jake Bauers, what are you going to do? Oh, a pinch hit home run? Okay. Wasn't in the lineup last night. Wasn't in the lineup tonight until they went to a righty. Bauers to the second deck. He's the first player to hit a pinch hit go-ahead homer in the 7th inning or later of a go-ahead winner-take-all game. The very next pitch, you thought it was a replay. No, that's Sal Frelick going yard. His first career postseason home run. So the Brewers go back-to-back. They now lead 2-0. Then in the 8th, Freddie Peralta in the game. Peralta started game 1 and went 4 innings, 68 pitches, allowed 3 earned. Peralta, Alvarez grounds out, inning over. Peralta on 2 days rest goes 1, 2, 3. Then the real drama in the 9th. 2 runners on. Pete Alonso got all of it. To right field, gone for the 3-run homer. And just sit back and watch. There are so many things that need to be. The swing. He knew the second it left the back. His eyes light up. There's the bat flip. Everyone celebrates. Alonso knew it. Mets get the win, 3-2. They move on to the NLDS. Celebrate all you want because the Phillies are coming soon. But here's the thing. Through 8 innings, the Mets hadn't scored in a winner-take-all game in their last 29 innings. That was the longest streak in Major League Baseball history until Pete Alonso decided to just end that and reset the clock.
What a turn of emotion there in Milwaukee.
Woo!
That is baseball playoffs to a T. Thanks for hanging out with us here on SportsCenter. That, of course, is Xavier Scruggs. We're doing the slow reveal. Michael Eaves, Nicole Briscoe. We're all here to tell you everything that happened in this game. We got Francisco Lindor coming up in just mere seconds. But, X, real quick, based on how that thing turned around, how would you describe what just played out there?
I mean, really unbelievable. I think about Pete Alonso, who had struggled so much coming into this game. 5 for his last 38. Hadn't hit a home run in 49 at-bats. My man just said, put everybody on my back. Let's
Put everyone in. Let's get to Francisco Lindor, who joins us now live from the field. Francisco, congratulations. We literally watched you throw the ball to first to get that final out and then walk around the diamond, hugging your teammates, hugging your coaches, hugging everyone out there with the biggest smile on your face. What's going through your mind right now?
We did it. We did it. We never gave up. We fought. We kept on climbing. And, Mets Nation, we did it. On to the next.
Which is really not just this series you did it. You did that throughout this season. When you think about how the year started compared to where you are now, how did you do it?
We stuck together. We believe in each other. We looked at each other in the eye and said, you're doing everything it takes to be in this position. And if you're not, you better get to it. And pretty much we just kept on holding each other accountable, and we believed that we had a good team to do special things.
Okay, so I want to get your thoughts on what happened with Pete Alonso at the plate there. Obviously, that was the turning point in the game when he hit the home run. You were on base.
Yeah.
But on the mound, we had Devin Williams, who hadn't given up a home run in like 57 days. And Pete Alonso had gone a minute without hitting a home run. So from your perspective, what did you see?
Pete Alonso, it was one swing away from people going crazy about him, and that's what happened. He had one good swing today and put us on the board.
What happened?
If you see over there, I'm about to take a team picture. I gotta go. I love you guys.
Go do it.
Take your team picture.
Mets Nation, we did it. I love you guys.
Congrats, Frankie.
That's awesome. Francisco Lindor, everyone, team pictures. We have to obviously let him go. Sort of a big deal.
You can tell, like, he's like, hey, something's going on behind me. I need to go out there for that.
I mean, honestly, I've been broken up with for a lot worse reasons.
Probably your food takes.
But honestly, when you look at how this team turned around, and we can joke all we want about Grimace being like that turning point for them. But when you look at what happened with this team, from what is often called rock bottom to where they are now, what for you has led to this?
I think a lot of credit has to go to Carlos Mendoza, the manager, and kind of the strings he pulled, putting Lindor at the top of the order. That's when this team really took off. A lot of the success comes from Lindor not feeling like he has to be the man to drive everybody in. He simplified his game. He ended up hitting 33 home runs. Everybody else got better in that lineup. And then the starting pitching has been amazing down the stretch for this team. You look at today, Jose Quintana gave them a great start. And Carlos Mendoza pulling the string of bringing in Diaz early in this game, trying to stop all the bleeding, ended up giving them a chance to come back in this one.
All right, we got to give you some respect real quick, because earlier today on the 6 o'clock SportsCenter, you said something to Mets fans about what you expect in this game. So let me repeat what you said at this hour, what you said earlier.
I told them, I said, hey, Mets fans, Pete Alonso
Wait,
breaks
hold on.
Oh, we have it?
He's like...
Well, that's good information to have.
Here we go.
Let's run it.
What he said.
I think we just set it up.
So
Run
Pete
it.
Alonso can come to the plate. I know he's 5 for his last 38, hasn't hit a home run in 49 at-bats. But if I can speak directly to Mets fans, this might be the day he breaks out.
Oh, okay.
Now, you
you
did say
pulled that
might.
one out.
You did say might. I'm playing with you. I'm playing with you, bro.
You got to be careful.
But no, real talk, though.
Fine.
And Nicole was bringing that up to Lindor there. Because the situation, based on the pitcher and the hitter, none of that made sense that he just hit that home run to win the game.
No.
So what did you see in the at-bat that enabled him to break out like that?
Well, I think, honestly, he was just trying to put the ball in play. He had been struggling so much. And as a player, when you're just trying to put the ball in play, you're trying to shorten up your swing a little bit. I think that's what ultimately helped him. He might have been guessing. He might have been in between fastball and changeup. But ultimately, he was able to sit back and allow himself to see the ball deep. He didn't try to pull it. And I think that's a lot of where he was getting himself in trouble earlier on in the past few games. Now, let the ball travel. I'm going to take it where it's hit. I think you saw what Jackson Churio did yesterday.
Okay.
Just take it the other way. Boom.
Sounds right when you go back to back, and then Alonso just takes the air out of the place. But it was a seesaw battle, and yeah, definitely changed the atmosphere in here. There's no question about that.
Well, if you always talk about silence, and this is the definition of silence being loud. I mean, it just happened so quickly, and you're just like, wow, what happened here? You felt like something was absolutely taken away in an instant. And Alonso, I mean, he stayed back on this. This is not an easy pitcher to hit home runs off of, not an easy pitch, but he shortened up. This was not his big power stroke to left field. This is someone trying to get contact through the zone and just relying on his strength to do the rest. And they always hear from hitters saying, I wasn't trying to hit a home run. Well, that's Alonso. He's taking a short, compact swing and just letting the power do the rest. And what a game. I mean, back and forth like a boxing match, and the Mets just found a way.
I want some lottery numbers from X just before we finish this.
You know, X got it right, man. You talk about Alonso, you need to set the table for him and let him eat, and he ate.
All right, looking ahead at Philadelphia in terms of how these two teams match up, I think you'd have to say, you know, look, this is a Phillies team that won the division and, you know, didn't have a tough time winning that division. I think that they're the favorite, but at this point in the playoffs, you've seen a Met team, and towards the end of the year, the grit, the resiliency, and Francisco Lindor said it. We said to each other, are you doing everything you can to be ready to do this? And that's kind of the mindset that they have. So, I mean, I would not be surprised if they were able to win the next series, but I do think that you'd put the Phillies as the favorite.
Well, Phillies are tough. You know, the depth of pitching, the bullpen, the power. A lot of guys hit the ball in the ballpark. But, you know, you look at the Mets and you say, they just went through all this.
Yeah.
And they're rolling into it. Philly's been sitting back. You know, a lot of these teams have to wait. And how sharp will they be game one? You know, the Mets are going to have that advantage at least.
Yeah, I mean, to steal a Brewers phrase, I would say the Mets going up against the Phillies, they're undaunted. I don't think there's any question. X, get me those lottery numbers. Thanks, you guys.
Safe travels, guys. So we'll get much more on the Mets and the Phillies coming up in a little bit. But obviously, 4-2 was the final. That is the end of the season for the Brewers. New on SportsCenter, their manager, Pat Murphy.
Describe what it was for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's baseball. It's you got three players that are upper echelon players, and Lindor, Nemo, and Alonso, they did what they do: a walk, a base hit, and an opposite field homer. They did what they do, and I want to credit the Mets. That's what that inning was about. That inning was about the Mets, and they were great. And those three players are all stars. They have long-term contracts for a reason. They're great players, and they've been through a hell of a ride here, having to play the extra games, and all the credit goes to the Mets.
Third row. Murph, that script, as it sets up, works exactly how you might want it. You want some more runs, but you get Freddie in there and he does his work. Your bullpen did everything. Your starting pitcher did all the things you could ask. Sports isn't scripted, but that was set up pretty good, wasn't it?
It was. It was a great script for us. And, Devin's been as good a closer as there is in baseball for 2.5 years that he's played. He was injured most of this year, but he's been unbelievable. And I'd give him the ball again tomorrow in the same situation. And any other game I'm involved with, if we have a lead, and I give Devin the ball. Again, that's three really good players. Lindor's one of the best in the game. Nemo's there for a reason. He's their best hitter right now. And Alonso, while maybe quiet this series, that's a huge swing. And that's the way it is.
I mean, look, Pat Murphy's obviously a good manager. The Brewers got to the playoffs, winning the division, but he'd also be a really good baseball analyst because he just set up what I was going to say to you.
Yeah.
That for the Mets, you're down 2-0 going to your last 3 outs, but you have exactly what you would want from your roster standpoint with Lindor leading off, and then you got the top of the lineup there, and those guys took advantage of the situation, and that's why the Mets moved on.
Well, I think there was such a focus in those at-bats. You look at Lindor, he got to a 3-2 count and was able to get a walk. You think about Nemo, who was able to get to 2 strikes, still battled, and had a base hit to right. That set it up for Alonso. The focus was, hey, let me let the next man take care of business. Everybody, and that's what a team atmosphere is like. And the Mets have had to use that all season long, that same mentality. Hey, I can't just do it myself. Let the next man be a contributor, and everybody played a part.
And also for you talking about Alonso, granted he did hit the home run, a 3-run shot to give him the 3-2 lead, but it wasn't a home run swing. He had runners at first and third. He knows if he gets one in the gap or maybe down the line in right field, that Nimmo could score from first. So it is the focus of the at-bat, not trying to do everything all at once.
Exactly, and you're going to get a nasty airbender. You're going to get that changeup. You got to just put the ball in play. Devin Williams hadn't given up a home run to the opposite field in his whole career. So the approach is crazy because
none of it makes sense.
Nothing makes sense, but what it was Alonso just simplifying his game and doing it in a major way.
With the benefit of hindsight, with a guy that Pat Murphy said, I'm going to give the ball to him again 1,000,000 times over if we have the lead. What should have happened?
No, I think you normally look at him attacking a little bit better in the zone to Lindor. I mean, Lindor is not going to beat me, especially in that sense. I got to go get the first guy. You walk the first guy, and everybody will tell you in baseball, you walk the first guy, that guy's going to score a lot of the time. So the focus became, I'm nibbling a little bit. Nemo got to him with 2 strikes, and Alonso was ready.
Look around. Look around. Look at these faces right here. I want to see that smile. This is who we are. This is who we are, boys. We keep having fun. We keep smiling. This is us right here. And we continue to believe. Let's go!
So as Eaves pointed out as we're watching, that the Mets just did this 3 days ago because they clinched the wild card position in that doubleheader, game one of the doubleheader against the Braves, when things got a little wild in that one, the emotions, the emotional roller coaster that they've been on to clinch the division, to play a game two of the doubleheader, to come out against the Brewers, have to take it to the winner take all game three, and now have to take on a Phillies team that is also really good. Like just the ups and the downs. At some point, the human in me is like, oh my God, I need a break.
Yes, 100%.
Like, how do they keep it going? How do you continue the momentum that they have without absolutely getting exhausted?
Well, it's riding that wave. You're continuing to let that energy take you. And none of those guys will tell you personally, but they're all exhausted, right? They've been through a lot of travel, a lot of games, but this is the point in which you fight for. You play 162 just for these types of moments. That type of energy right there with those guys celebrating gives you that energy to go into Philly and try to take care of business there. It's a team that you're very familiar with in your own division. You have an idea as what they have as far as weapons. You've got to go out there and still have that same type of fight, that same energy. And don't forget that the Mets have been great down the stretch, too.
Yes.
They have the capability to go in there and win this series.
So familiar with that team, yet this is the first time they will meet in the postseason.
That's crazy. But you know what? Good emotions are the best emotions. Those you can ride a little bit longer. I don't know about the Brewers and their vacation. That may take a little bit. See, there you go.